Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining me again. My name is Caroline Park, and I'm here, one of the yoga instructors for Yoga Nisa Spirit and Wellness. Welcome to another day of e-yoga session. So today we're going to do a couple poses on the belly. It's really a good hatha flow filled with holding various poses. We're going to strengthen, we're going to tone, and we're going to breathe through this practice. So thanks again for joining me. We're going to begin in a child's pose. So I'm just going to get set up here, but you can meet me on your mat in a child's pose. So taking a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, getting settled in your space. Letting go of any thoughts that might be looming on your mind here at the beginning of this practice. Just recognizing that the thoughts are there and gently letting them float away. Knees can be spread apart or together. Arms can be towards the toes or straight out in front of you. With every inhale, trying to lengthen the spine if your hands are out ahead. With every exhale, sinking deeper, hips towards the feet. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, sinking those hips towards the feet. Noticing the sensations in your body right now and throughout this practice. Really turning the focus inwards. Dedicating this time to your own body, to your own well-being. And the next inhale, slowly walking that child's pose over, fingertips off the right side of the mat. So you can go completely off, trying to roll that left shoulder blade down towards the mat. Feeling that opening on the left torso, left side of the body, all the way along the armpit towards the left hand, left fingertips. And switching it up, bringing your fingertips off the left side of that mat. Rolling right shoulder down towards the mat. Child's pose off the left corner of the mat. Feeling that opening on that right torso all the way through to the right fingertips. Breathing oxygen into that right side body. And coming back to center. Slowly rolling into tabletop. And into an upward facing dog, knees down, rolling the shoulders back and gently squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hamstrings and the thighs and the quads. And coming back into child's pose and doing a couple cycles of that. Rolling through the spine forward into your upward facing dog, making sure the glutes are working, the core is activated, rolling the shoulders back rather than sinking through the shoulders, really pushing into that mat with all four palms and coming back into a child's pose. One more time here, rolling forward into an upward facing dog, lifting the knees and slowly coming into tabletop position. On the next inhale, dip the belly, dip the chest, gazing forward. And exhale, rounding out the spine, pushing hands and palms into the mat. Inhale, dip the belly, dip the spine. And exhale, rolling out that upper spine, squeezing the shoulder blades apart, separating those shoulder blades. Coming into neutral spine, we're going to step the feet back into a plank position. You could stay here or lower the knees, half plank. We're gonna make our way into or onto our bellies. From here, making sure that the fingertips are under the shoulders, right by the chest. We're gonna come into a couple rounds of baby cobra. So inhale, lifting the belly, squeezing those shoulder blades together, and exhale, slowly lowering back down. Inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together. You can lift those palms off the mat if you need to. And exhale, lowering back down. One more round of baby cobra. Inhale, lifting the palms, lifting the shoulders, squeezing those shoulders together, activating that back body, including the glutes. And exhale, lowering back down. We're going to come into full cobra, so reaching fingertips on the side edges of the mat. They can be off or on the mat. Inhale as you straighten those elbows, really lifting the belly off the mat, rolling the shoulders back, activating the glute muscles. This is a very active pose. And exhale, lowering down. Inhale, back up. And exhale, lowering down. Inhale up. And exhale to lower. We're going to come back up on the next inhale. And on that exhale, dropping right shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale. And opposite side, left shoulder down as you bend that left elbow. One more on each side. As you open the front of that shoulder. And exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. And exhale, coming back down. We're going to push our way back up to plank. So you can use the support of your knees or come up without the knees, whatever you prefer, strong core. And exhale, meeting in your first downward facing dog of this practice. You can pedal out the heels, sway the hips from side to side. Really settling here in your downward facing dog, trying to keep the core strong, the back straight, trying to form a long line of energy from the crown of your head to the tops of the sit bones. And just breathing here in your downward facing dog, reaching heels towards the mat. Inhale as you roll into the balls of the feet, bend the knees, step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, palms touch, and exhale, hands to center and down by the sides. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, clasping the fingers, letting the index fingers point up towards the sky. We're gonna come leaning index fingers over towards the right. Shoulders down the back, feeling that side stretch. And slowly circling around to the other side. Index fingers point off towards the left, feeling that opening in the right side body. And coming back to center. Inhale and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back to plank, and exhale, bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here in this down dog, we're gonna inhale as we lift the right toes up towards the sky, three-legged down dog, sinking that left heel towards the mat. Inhale, knee to nose, tap as you shift the hips forward, shoulders over wrists, really pushing up through that mat. Inhale, right leg reaches back up. And exhale, planting that right foot in between the palms. Inhale as you reach the arms up, high lunge, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Noticing your form in this posture, really breathing and noticing the effects of this pose in your body. Trying not to dump too much weight into the low back, curling the tailbone under, relaxing the shoulders down the back. And on the next inhale, turning that back foot so that it's in line with the back edge of the mat, warrior two, gazing past the right fingertips. Rather than collapsing that right knee or front knee in, we're going to point it out towards the right side of the mat as much as we can. Relaxing the shoulders again here. Strong arms, strong back leg as well. And on the exhale, reversing that warrior, you straighten the front knee, reverse triangle. Feeling that opening through the right side body. And back into warrior two on the exhale. And coming into a side angle pose. Breathing here, you can either have your elbow to your right knee, but trying not to put too much weight on it. You want to really use the right side core here. And breathing for a couple deep breaths, shoulders stacked. On the exhale, bringing left palm down as you spin on that back ball of the back foot, reaching right fingertips up towards the sky. Reverse side angle. And from this pose, you can try to come onto the fingertips of that left hand, really using the strength in that right thigh. You can reach up towards your left quad, balance here, or you can keep yourself on fingertips or on palms, wherever you are in your practice today. It's completely up to you. And slowly heel toeing that right foot, either to the middle of the mat as you roll onto the back edge, the edge of that back foot. We're gonna come into either supported side plank, or if you wanna take the full variation, toes stacked or toes staggered, or any other variation that suits you today. Go ahead, we're gonna stay here, strengthening the side core, really push into that mat. Do you wanna take a different variation? Popping that right toe over, reaching out behind you, you can take this as well. And coming back into plank pose, either coming through your vinyasa, meeting in down dog, knees up or down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Great job, guys. We're gonna move to the next side. Inhale, left toes up towards the sky, and exhale, knee to nose, tap. Inhale, back up, three-legged down dog, and exhale, bringing that left foot in between the palms. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, spending a couple breaths in this high lunge, rolling shoulders down the back, gazes forward. Noticing how this side feels. Trying not to arch too much in the low back, curling that tailbone under. That'll also intensify the opening in front of the right hip flexor. And on the exhale, coming into your warrior two, lining that edge of the back foot with the back edge of the mat. Arms are strong, shoulders are rolled down, gaze is forward past the right fingertips, left fingertips. Making sure that Front knee isn't collapsed inwards. Back leg is strong. On the next exhale, coming into reverse triangle straightening, we're extending out that left knee as you reach left fingertips behind you. And exhale back to warrior two. And inhale as you come into side angle pose, taking your variation here, whether that's elbow to left knee or palm to the mat or fingertips towards the mat. Stacking shoulders or right hand can reach overhead, whatever suits you today. Breathing here, strengthening that left thigh. And exhale as you drop that right palm, roll onto the ball of the back heel and lift left fingertips up towards the sky. Reverse side angle. Breathing here. You can stay here, come on to the fingertips of that right hand instead, rather than being on the palm. Really firing up through this left thigh, hamstring and glute, or hamstring, glute and quad. It's really activating all those muscles. You can even reach the palm towards that right thigh, wherever you are. Holding here for one more breath. Coming back onto that right palm if you're not on it. Heel toeing your way into a supported plank or taking whatever variation you took on the opposite side, whether that's supported, full, or your own variation, staggered. Breathing here, using those core muscles. And on the next exhale, you can take this variation if you took it on the other side, bringing the left toes over and reaching left fingertips towards the wall. And exhale, coming into your plank pose and coming through your vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, meeting back in downward facing dog. From this down dog, we're going to inhale, rolling into plank. And exhale, rolling back into downward facing dog. A couple of rounds of that. Inhale, rolling into plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more here. Inhale. And exhale, down dog. Inhale as you roll into the balls of the feet, bend the knees, and step forward to land on your sit bones. Bringing the legs straight out in front of you. We're going to reach up. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky. And exhale, reaching to edges of that foot or ankle, depending on wherever is comfortable for you. We're going to stay here in this seated forward fold, opening up those hamstrings for a couple breaths. And inhale, rolling back up. I'm going to face you for this, but we're going to come with soles of the feet together into Baddha Konasana. And you can have the heels closer towards the groin if you want a deeper stretch. Or you can keep them a bit further, so having a little bit of a larger diamond. And as you're externally rotating those hips, we're going to come into some shoulder stretches. So reaching for the shoulders here, we're going to draw some circles with the shoulders forward. really mobilizing that shoulder joint. It's a ball and socket joint, that glenohumeral joint, really rolling the shoulders forward and switching directions now, rolling them back. Really feeling the edges of that ball and socket joint. Reaching, clasping under the feet wherever they are, and using the elbows to push the knees gently towards the mat. Breathing here for a couple deep breaths. You can fold forward as much as you can, or you can keep the spine straight if you want more of an active pose. One more breath here, in through the nose. And exhale, coming back out, bringing the knees together. And we're going to slowly make our way into our backs. So sitting on those sit bones, balancing on the tailbone and the sit bones, bringing shins parallel to the mat, back is straight, palms are face up towards the ceilings or grabbing behind the thighs. We're gonna sit here in Navasana for a couple deep breaths, continuing to breathe here. Inhale and exhale, low boat, balancing on that sacrum as you extend the knees. Inhale back up, Navasana, and exhale, low boat. Inhale back up, strengthening that core. Exhale, low boat, and slowly lowering onto the mat. Bringing the feet or the toes up towards the ceiling. You could stay here in dead bug position. Sometimes it feels nice to shake out the legs, allowing some turbulence in that blood flow, bringing the blood flow back down to the heart. Or if you want to join me in a shoulder stand, you can. So using the palms face down on the mat to get a little gentle lift and bringing the palms to the low back. You can stay here. I'm just going to adjust here so you can see me a bit better. You could stay here in shoulder stand, but if you want to walk the elbows in a little bit and the shoulder blades in, you could get a little bit of more height in the shoulder stand. What's really important is that you're keeping your neck safe. So if you feel any tension on the neck, just stay in dead bug pose. But if you feel okay here, trying to point the toes towards the ceiling. You want to take plow. You can reach those toes towards the back wall. They reach the ground. You can even clasp the fingers, interlacing the fingers behind the back here. Breathing in your plow pose. And making sure in this plow pose, your neck is still okay. One more deep breath here. If you're still in shoulder stand, making sure you come out the same way as you came into the pose, and same with if you're in your plow, you should be coming through shoulder stand, so bringing palms back to the back. You can unravel the shoulder blades a bit, walk out the elbows, and slowly lowering out of that pose, tucking knees in, grabbing around the shins or the knees. You can give yourself a few rocks side to side. And if there's any final poses you need to take, whether that's a twist, or you can join me in happy baby here, reaching for outer edges of those feet. You can be still, rock slowly side to side, giving that low back a gentle massage. And slowly assuming your final resting pose in Shavasana. Fully relaxing the body here in Shavasana. Noticing how your body feels here at the end of this practice compared to the beginning. Noticing your thoughts and letting them go as you did throughout this practice, as you did at the beginning of this practice. Releasing tension from the face, relaxing the space in between the eyebrows, relaxing the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Just completely letting go here. And rest in Shavasana. If you're comfortable in your Shavasana, by all means, please stay in your Shavasana. But if you'd like to close this practice with me, slowly starting to deepen your inhales and your exhales, bringing some movement, some life back into the body, starting with those fingertips, rolling into those wrists and those ankles. You want to reach up overhead with those fingers, point the toes together. You can give yourself a big stretch in through the nose and exhale, letting it go side out. And in whatever way is best in your body, meeting me in cross-legged position, seated at the front of your mat, hands to heart center or on the knees. Eyes are closed, your gaze is soft, bowing the head towards the fingertips. Thank you all for joining me today in this practice, and thanking yourselves for dedicating this time for your own wellness and for your own bodies. And thank you for sharing the energy that you have with those around you, whether it be virtually or not. Namaste. Thanks so much, everyone. I didn't play music in this practice, so hopefully this was a bit of a different experience for you. And I hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.